guys, it's your girl Matt Cox with Maccouture Crafting, and yes, this is going to be very, very fun. We are going to learn to resize through Cricut Design Space a huge embroidery design. I have zhuzhed up 3-yard quilts every which way, and I still have a couple of new cool ways to zhuzh them up, but this one is a really good one. So I've shown you how to embroider inside. I've showed you how to take a small, like inside of the block. I've shown you how to take a small embroidery and kind of have it outside of the block. But now I'm going to show you how to do a really big embroidery design on your 3-yard quilt that can pretty much you can get it pretty big depending upon how you play this. So if you'd like to get the gist of it and see how I enlarged a really large embroidery design with my Cricut Design Space, please keep watching. Okay, bye-bye. So we're going to go over how to make this Hello Kitty, or maybe something similar to Hello Kitty. I can't find this available on Cricut right this second, and I know that I got this and I got this balloon all from Cricut. So maybe it was a limited time offer, and because I've saved it and used it, I still have access to it. However, I don't see it. But you guys know you can go buy your own images from Etsy and whatnot. So this is the original image, and this is how I have cut it all up to work. And you're probably wondering, why are these crazy colors? And that's just so that I can cut it on the mat and so that I can see kind of what I'm working with here a little differently. But this is basically how this works. You have a mat, and sometimes you need the image larger than the mat. So you cut it up into usable pieces. Now, this is not going to look really great if I cut out all of these white pieces here and then sew them together and then put it on here, unless I was going for a patchwork face, which is totally a vibe and a look. So what I did for Big Hello Kitty here is I cut all these pieces, these colored pieces right here on cardstock. I taped it together, and then I traced this huge image right here, just all the colors, on one large sheet of backed white fabric, and I actually hand cut all of this myself just because it's too big, because Cricut has not come out with the large Cricut at this time. I bet you they have one coming. They just haven't done it yet, and I'm ready for it because I'm tired of being limited to 11 and a half wide by however long. That's just annoying at this point. But I digress. So basically what you do is you cut up all these pieces, even the background pieces, the black back here, are all cut apart. And I know that the largest that I can cut is 11 and a half wide by 24, well, probably 23.5 long. And so I've made all of these pieces small enough to fit on my Cricut mat, and I've backed all my fabric with a lightweight interfacing so that I can do it as applique. And then you just put them back together. So I'm going to go on ahead and grab a different image, since I know we can't get this one. I'll grab another like Disney image or something, and then we will go on ahead and um, play with that. So just give me a moment. All right, so I've just emptied that, and now I'm going to go and I'm going to grab a licensed image just for funsies. Let's see if we can get something Disney going. Oh, that's really pretty. Um, you know me, I want to do this right now. And that's how quickly my mind gets moved. So apparently I have ADHD. Let me look for a couple of images that I can show you how to break down a good one. So I'm kind of obsessed with Donald Duck, even though Daisy is my absolute favorite, but I don't want to get into these eyelashes right here. So we are going to grab Donald, and I can see that Donald is a cut file, and apparently I don't own him, which I'm surprised because I own a lot of Disney images. I wonder if I'm signed in. Okay, I digress. Let's go. I'm going to add him to the canvas, and there he is. And the whole object of this is to show you how to make him larger than 12 and a half by I guess 24, which would be the largest that you can cut on the mat, but maybe you want to go wider than 12 and a half. So let's make him, actually we're going to grab a square, just a regular old square, and we are going to use this as a template for our mat so that we know how big we can go. Because again, the largest that I can cut on a 12 by 12 mat is 11 and a half. So bam. Now we have this 11 and a half square. I'm going to zoom out a bit. Where's Donald? There he is. Okay, let's say that we want to make Donald. See how big we can make him. Now I can see that this all cuts out in one piece right here, this white. And this bill right here is also one that I'm a little concerned for. Why, you say? Because I know that I want to be able to get this in one cut. I don't want to have to cut it here because I don't see a really cool, inconspicuous place to join it. I might be able to join him right here via sewing, maybe, but it would be easier to just make him smaller and make the yellow fit in this area right here. Or you can do like I said earlier and cut the yellow out in cardboard and then trace it and cut it yourself. And this is a nice easy cut. It's not like you have a whole bunch of jagged edges or anything like that. So you really have to figure out what you want to do. I just want to stress that this is as large as we can go for one fell swoop, which is what you really want to be able to do. Like I'd love to be able to get that hat all in. If you can't do 11 and a half by 11 and a half, you want to be able to do 11 and a half by, I'm going to unlock that, by 23.5. So I'd want to be sure that this hat wasn't larger than 11 and a half here, but I believe that I can get this whole hat to fit behind this at an angle. I'm hoping this makes sense. It's kind of a weird concept to grasp unless you're seeing somebody do it. Okay, so I could get that hat without worrying about it, but I cannot get this bill here. Can I? Maybe I can get it. Uh-oh, watch out there. So it looks like oh no, that's 11.7. I want you to be 11.5. There we go. Can I get it? Might be able to get that. Okay. So if you're using that super long mat, you can get this bill in here, and that makes me very happy. Okay, let me show you guys how I break this apart. I'm going to go and I'm going to take this and select it, and then we're going to ungroup it. Now I'm going to pull this bill off right here. Actually, before we do that, let's just undo that. Did I undo it? We're going to select this whole thing, and we're going to duplicate it. And that's just good practice because we might screw this one up to the point where we can't we can't fix it. So I'm just going to take it and I'm going to hide. Oh, I need to hide the whole Donald, not the little bit of the Donald. I need to hide a whole. Where's the whole thing? Donald smiling. Did I hide it? All right, so I took it back before I ungrouped it. So while this is all one image, we're going to duplicate that. And that's going to drop down here. And now I have a duplicate Donald. And this is the one that I just moved, and I'm going to hide him. I don't need to work on him, but I also do not need to see him while I'm doing my thing here. So we're going to leave this mat there because we'll be working on the 11.5 by 24 mat for funsies. And now I'm going to ungroup this Donald, and that's just up here, ungroup. And now I can see this right here. I know that this for sure can fit here. We're going to just move this to the front so that I can see that it fits on this mat easily. Okay, so I'll be able to cut these out. Matter of fact, I can actually cut these out on a 12 by 12 mat without any problem. This space here might annoy some people. So I'm going to show you guys how to deal with that too. Why not? So this blue hat, let's bring it to the front. And I can fit it here, but not straight. So we're going to have to rotate that hat, and that will also fit there. Perfect. Grab this bill, check the bill, bring it to the front, and he will fit, but like barely. Ooh, that's a tight one. If I rotate it a little bit, he fits, but it's a tight squeeze. And you're going to need some fabric when you do this that is this long and this tall. So it says 19.1 inches long by 11.138. So it's a good size piece. Will this white fit on here? I hope so, because ah, this is where we are going to have an issue. I didn't think about this white piece. And it's all one piece. Can I tilt it? Nope, there's no way that I can tilt this and get it. So how would I fix this? You've got some options. I think what I would do is just put everything back where I got it from and resize it. Resize all of these just a hair because I just don't see a clean place to cut it without causing a bunch of issues so that you don't see the seam. Um, you don't want to, maybe right here, you could kind of hide it because honestly, it's just a hair too big. But I think what we're going to do is just put him back together, grab him all of him, and we're going to resize it all just a hair. So it's locked so that it doesn't skew. And we're going to take it down. Let's take it down like an inch. Okay. Now let's see if he can fit. Oh, this little tip right here still is not fitting. This is why we need the big machine because this wouldn't even be a thing. So I'm going to grab it all and I'm going to take it down just a little bit more. Let's take it down to 20. Let's take it to 28. All right, that should get it. And make sure you get everything because okay, it barely it barely fits on there, but it does fit. This counts. This counts. This will cut out. No worries. All right, so I know that this will fit, this will fit. Now, why I'm not worried about this black, which is the largest piece, this is going to fit. We know it's going to fit. Oops. Bring you back over here. The mouth goes here. The eyes are going to go. They fit, but we know that this is not going to fit on this mat. So, again, we've got some options. I can cut right here. You want to try to hide your seams if you can. So if I cut right here, what's going right there? Let's see. Put him back together and see the best place to possibly hide a seam. If there is a best place, there might not be a best place. I might have to just be okay with a little bit of it being seen. Where, we could probably shoot straight down the middle and it might not be too conspicuous. Like I know I can go probably right, I don't know. How are we going to cut this? Let me think on it for a second. So I've thought about it for a few minutes, and I think I'm going to take this cut right here. So what I'm going to do is slice into this. Now, I am not slicing into this with paper. I'm actually going to put fabric on here and slice into it, and then I'm going to assemble it and put these together. Now, I have mine backed with interfacing, like a medium, maybe it's heavy, light, just depends. My Cricut can cut through just about anything. and I'm using my rotary blade. And I suggest you cut this apart. Then you do a zigzag stitch to put these together, and then you go on ahead and layer on top of them. And then after you do that, then you take the whole image and put it down on your quilt. So here we go. I'm going to show you. I've got this big, this is going to represent the mat, and I'm cutting right here. I think that this will be pretty much hidden. You might see a little bit of the seam coming down through here, but you're going to use black thread. It's not going to be a big deal. And I'm going to have to cut this up 3 times, I think. So this is what the Donald looks like. I'm grabbing this area right over here, including this guy who's way off in left field, making things difficult. I'm lining up so that this hangs off a bit. I don't want anything funky going right here. And this is going to be a weird cut, but we're just going to go on ahead and go with it. If you can think of a better way, which I'm sure you can, I get it. I'm holding down the shift key and I'm going to click the black thing so that they're both highlighted. The only things that are highlighted right now are this gray rectangle and this black, and I'm going to slice it. And what happens when you slice it? It slices right through it. So I'm going to have some pieces that I don't need. The only pieces that I'm going to keep are the black piece. So this right here I no longer need, so I'm going to X, and that's gone. I don't need this gray piece either. That's gonna be gone. But look, now we've got this piece. All right, let's assume that the only mat that we have is a 11.5 by 24 mat. So I'm gonna take this, I'm gonna unlock it. We're gonna go 11.5, which is actually a 12 by 12 mat, or 12 by 24 mat, 23.5. Bam, there we go. And then we're just going to cut it again wherever I can find a clean cut. I'm going to cut right here. So I'm going to just hold down my shift key, or you could just draw a box around both of them. Now they're both selected, and I'm going to hit slice. Nice. We're going to delete all the gray because we don't need that. And I'm just looking to make sure that these are clean slices. And they are. Even this here has got a nice clean slice. We don't need the gray. And that's that. So when you're this is fabric that I'm cutting, and that's actually backed on interfacing. So when I'm putting it back together, I'm just going to put it together like this. We're going to try to, there we go, that's better. And then we are going to put this together like this, which is going to be kind of weird, but you're going to just zigzag stitch so that it's all together. And then you're going to put your fabric back where it goes. So he's going to go here. So after you zigzag stitch that, then you are going to blanket stitch, quilt, whatever you want to do, this down to the black. You're going to do all of this before you ever even put it on your quilt. Okay, that's so important. I cannot stress that enough. Now I'm going to show you guys, actually, all right, I'm just going to take these two and to the front. I could have grouped all that together, and it appears to be grouped. That's lovely. All right, now with these eyes, the problem is when you put this on the mat, let's assume it's a 12 by 12 mat just for funsies, even though I said that we don't have a 12 by 12 mat. When you put this on the mat, you've got this space, and if you are not super duper careful and place like one that's perfectly lined up here and one that's perfectly lined up there, it's like, dude, you're going to waste all of this fabric if you're doing a whole square. And really, you just want to pull this one over some more if you can. And the way to do that, stay with me here, is you're going to highlight the eyes. We can move this mat out of the way because that's our mat. I'm going to highlight the eyes, and I am going to duplicate them. Now I have two. I am going to go down here to my bottom right-hand corner where it says contour, and I'm going to click contour. And what contour does is hide stuff that's stuck together. So I'm going to click one and then click out. Just click over here somewhere, okay? Now you're going to see that this one is gone, and it is indeed it is indeed gone. It's no longer here. You can get it back if you go back into Contour, but it's gone. So now that I have this one, now I need to get this one. So we're going to click on this one, and we're gonna go to Contour again, and we're going to hide. Which one do we have? Which one do we need? Jeez, that just that simple. We're going to click this one. All right, and now we have the pair, and now I can move these around freely. So when I hit make it, they will both fit wherever I want to put them. So now I can cut one piece of fabric that is this length as opposed to having it stuck way over there. That's just a waste. So now I can put them really close together and save on fabric. I can move this down if I have just a regular little scrap or something like that. And you can still put them in the where they go here. And I think I'm going to show you guys one more thing, which is really insane, but it gives you a good grasp of what your stuff can look like. Let's change his hat to some cafe fabric for funsies. I'm going to go grab some cafe fabric. I'm going to save it. I'm going to show you guys. Just bear with me. Why not? Why not do this for funsies? You guys get the gist of this thus far. Okay, so I'm going to upload a pattern fill. I saved an image as a, oh, where is it? Let's grab it. Cave sample. We're going to open that up. Oh, why did I do that? Did I do this properly? Okay, I didn't like that because it had the ruler on there, so I've just cropped out the ruler. All right, we're going to open that. Then we are going to leave it, or we can rename it, whatever. And I'm going to hit upload it. And now we are going to go back to my canvas. I'm going to hit cancel here. And now I've got to find not Daffy Donald, my goodness. I'm having a moment tonight. It's probably because it's like 2 o'clock in the morning. All right, so you see how this says basic cut? I am going to change this to a print then cut. And then I'm going to change this to pattern. And we are going to find our new pattern, which is somewhere in here, I guarantee you. Where you at, Mr. Pattern, that I just uploaded? Let's filter it. Let's filter it. Where'd it go? It's in here. All right, it's in there. So we've got this to print to cut. Then we're going to click that. Then we're going to hit pattern. And I see it. I couldn't see it at first, but there it is. So then I click that. And we give it a minute to think. And now we officially have a cave facet pattern in there. Now if you want to edit the pattern and we want to make it bigger, or you want to make it smaller, which is insane. I really liked it kind of right there, so you still know it's a cave. But at the same time, this is just giving you an idea of what it's going to look like if I decide to put a cave hat on Donald Duck. I am totally entertained by this. Now, you can't print something this big at this point in time and cut because it's too big, but you can get an idea of what your Tula Pink or your Donald Duck hat would look like if you put it in Tula Pink or Cafe. And if you wanted to change out the other colors and all that kind of stuff, you just change it to a print and cut and then change the pattern and see if you see. I'm good for putting all kinds of stuff just to kind of see what it's going to look like. This is very me. All right, guys, this is the gist of how you make something really, really big. This is exactly what I did for the Hello Kitty. You just figure out places where you can break it apart, sew it together with a zigzag stitch, put your layers on top of it, and then go on ahead and stitch it down. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I will talk with you guys and see you guys on the next one. All right, bye-bye.